Applying for a Schengen tourist visa can often feel confusing, especially when you're not fully confident whether your documents are correct or complete. Just one missing document, one small mismatch in dates, or even a minor mistake can delay your application, or in some cases, even lead to rejection. That's exactly why, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the complete Schengen tourist visa documents checklist. I'll show you how to write a proper cover letter and also explain how to prepare your itinerary, step by step. Everything you'll hear in this video is based on real experience, not agents, not consultants, and definitely not just theory. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Tips, Tales and More. On this channel, I share practical travel planning tips, visa guidance, and honest travel experiences, all purely based on what I personally went through, without using any agent or middleman. So, if you enjoy honest, real-life guides like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay connected. Quick disclaimer before we begin, this video is meant only for Schengen tourist visa applications. Document requirements can slightly vary, depending on the country you apply through and your main destination. So it's always a good idea to cross-check the latest document checklist on the official VFS website or the embassy website of the country you are applying to. And just to be clear, I'm not a visa consultant or an agent. I'm simply a traveler, sharing what actually worked for me based on real experience. Before we go into details, let me quickly give you a complete overview of all the documents required for a Schengen tourist visa. On your screen, you can see the full checklist, starting from the visa application form, passport, flight reservations, accommodation proof, travel insurance, cover letter, employment proof, financial documents, and other supporting papers. Don't worry if this list feels overwhelming right now, because in the next slides, I'll break down each category and explain what exactly is required and how to prepare it properly. Think of this slide as your master checklist, something you can come back to and tick off one document at a time as you prepare your application. Let's start with the basic personal documents, because this is the foundation of your entire visa application. First, your passport. Your passport must be valid for at least 3 months after your return date, and it should have at least 2 blank pages for visa stamping. If you have any old passports, make sure to carry them as well. They help demonstrate your travel history, which is always a positive factor. Next, passport size photographs. These must strictly follow the official Schengen photo specifications, white background, matte finish, and they must be recent. Very important point here, strictly use new photographs that have not been used earlier for any visa application. Then comes the visa application form. This needs to be filled very carefully with no spelling mistakes, no incorrect details, and no date errors. And finally, the cover letter, which I'll explain in detail in just a moment. Next are your travel-related documents, and this part plays a very important role in your visa application. First, you need a flight itinerary. It does not have to be a fully paid flight ticket. It simply needs to clearly show your entry date into the Schengen area and your exit date back to India, your home country. This helps the visa officer understand when you plan to travel and how long you intend to stay. Next comes hotel bookings, and these must cover your entire stay across all Schengen countries. I personally use Booking.com to book cancelable hotel stays. On Booking.com, you can select properties that don't take payment immediately or deduct the amount after a few days, which gives you a buffer period. Once your visa is approved, you can cancel the bookings that don't fit your final plan and rebook your actual hotels. You can also use Airbnb. Airbnb allows you to download booking confirmations, which are accepted for visa purposes. Along with flights and hotels, you should prepare a day-wise travel itinerary, clearly showing which city you'll be in on each specific date. Together, your flight itinerary, hotel bookings, and day-wise plan show the visa officer that your trip is realistic, well thought out, and properly planned. Travel insurance is mandatory for a Schengen visa. This is not optional, and it cannot be skipped. Your insurance must have a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros, and it must be valid across all Schengen countries. It must cover your entire travel duration, from the day you enter the Schengen area to the day you exit. This means there should be no gap in coverage at all. The insurance policy must cover sudden illness or accident, on-site medical assistance, and medical repatriation, to your place of permanent residence, or repatriation in case of death. A very important point, your travel insurance must also mention coverage for COVID-19 as per current requirements. For my application, I booked my travel insurance directly from the Tata AIG website and it cost me 1218 rupees. Also, make sure to carry a printed copy of the insurance certificate when you go for your visa appointment. The visa officer may ask to see it, and having it ready will save you time and stress. Financial proof is extremely important, and this is one section where many applicants feel confused. You need to submit bank statements for the last 6 months, clearly showing that you have sufficient funds to comfortably cover your trip expenses. Now, one common question that always comes up is, how much account balance is enough? To be honest, there is no officially fixed amount mentioned everywhere. For my application, I ensured I had more than 5 lakhs in my bank account because my trip duration was around 20 days. If you are salaried, make sure to include salary slips for the last 3 months and ITR acknowledgement for the last 2 years. If you are self-employed, submit your relevant business documents along with your ITR. One important tip, try to avoid sudden large deposits just before applying, as this is considered a common red flag. However, just sharing my personal experience here, I deposited 3 lakhs in the same month before applying because the trip was not pre-planned, and thankfully, it did not cause any issue with my visa approval. Lastly, credit card statements, rent agreements, property ownership papers can be added as optional documents, but I personally did not submit them. If you have easily available, no harm in submitting them. Next comes proof of your occupation and your ties to India, and this is a very important section of your visa application. If you are currently working, you should submit an employment letter or a no objection certificate, also called an NOC. This letter should clearly mention your designation, your salary, and most importantly, your approved leave dates for your travel period. If you are a student, you should submit a bona fide certificate issued by your school or college. All these documents together help the visa officer understand that you have strong professional or academic and social ties in India. And most importantly, they clearly show that you intend to return to India after your trip, which is a key requirement for Schengen visa approval. Now let's talk about the cover letter, one of the most ignored, but at the same time one of the most important documents in your visa application. A cover letter is basically your opportunity to explain your travel plan, in your own words, directly to the visa officer. It should always be addressed to the visa officer of the country you are applying through. In your cover letter, you should clearly mention your purpose of travel, tourism, your travel dates, the countries and cities you plan to visit, and your entry and exit points. Along with this, you should also mention your employment details, your approved leave, and clearly state that you are self-funding the entire trip. Most importantly, your cover letter must explain why you will return to India after your vacation. This could include your job, your family responsibilities, financial commitments, or any professional obligations that require you to come back. Keep the cover letter simple, formal, and honest. There is no need to over-explain. 1 to 1.5 pages is more than enough. If you want the exact cover letter format that I submitted with my application, comment cover letter and I'll share it with you. Now coming to the itinerary, this is the document that ties all your travel plans together. On the screen, you can see the format in which I submitted my detailed itinerary along with my visa application, so you can clearly understand how your own itinerary should be structured and presented. The itinerary I submitted had 4 columns: date, location and transport, whether you'll be at that location for the full day or traveling from one city to another, stay, and activities or sightseeing planned. You can absolutely take help from AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini to create a similar itinerary for your own trip based on your travel dates, cities, and the countries you plan to visit. I hope by now, you clearly understand how your own itinerary should be structured and presented. Now, there's an important clarification here, and this is something that often confuses many applicants. It is not mandatory to follow the exact same itinerary once you actually reach Europe. However, and this part is extremely important, the hotel bookings that you submit to the visa office must perfectly match your itinerary at the time of your visa application. Once your visa is approved, you are completely free to change your itinerary, modify your travel plan, or even change your hotel bookings according to how you actually want to travel. Just make sure that everything you submit to the visa office is genuine, accurate, and consistent across all documents. Before we wrap up, let me quickly mention some common mistakes that many people make while applying for a Schengen visa. First, avoid fake bookings. This includes fake flight tickets, fake hotel confirmations, or edited or manipulated documents. Visa officers are trained to spot these things very easily. Second, avoid copy-paste cover letters without actually understanding what is written in them. Your cover letter should make sense, match your documents, and reflect your own travel plan. Third, avoid date mismatches between documents. Your flight dates, hotel bookings, itinerary, leave letter, and insurance dates should all be perfectly aligned. Also avoid last-minute document changes without checking consistency. Even a small change can create confusion if other documents are not updated. And most importantly, never hide information, never submit false details, and never try to mislead the visa officer. Honesty and consistency play a huge role in Schengen visa approval. If you prepare the documents carefully, double-check everything, and stay honest, you'll see that the Schengen tourist visa process is actually very manageable, much less stressful than it seems. If this video helped you, please like and share it with anyone planning a Europe trip. And don't forget to subscribe to Tips, Tales and More for more honest travel advice, visa guides, and practical tips from real experiences. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a happy and safe journey.